Hey guys, Mike Cameron here with another video. So up until this point of the transformational series of videos that I've been creating, I've talked about letting go of the good person label in order for us to have our self-esteem off the hook when we're less than good. I talk about allowing and accepting negativity in order for us to be okay in the midst of it, including thoughts, feelings, our flaws, our mistakes. I talked about the very source of self-esteem problems and the suffering cycle. And I talk about why we hold on to pain, grudges, and chronic suffering. Through these series, I've actually given practical applications to the content, and everything up to this point actually plays into this video. So if you haven't already seen the last 4 videos, I suggest you go back and watch them before you watch this one, especially the one about negativity. Now this week, I want to talk about how and why our past actually becomes our future, how to break that loop in order to create the future we actually want. So we're going through life and we're enjoying ourselves, we're having so much fun, and then we get into a particular situation, or a place, or a conversation, and then, wham, we're hit with a thought, we're hit with a memory, even an imagined scenario of the future, which are really just insecurities rooted in past events, past situations and experiences. And then negative emotions come up. No longer are we in the current reality of that same place, situation, and conversation. The memory, the thought, the imagined scenario takes over, and it actually blankets over reality. The person in the memory actually replaces the person in reality. No longer are we responding to the people in front of us. We're reacting to mom, dad, our sister, a bully from high school, an ex, whoever's in the memory. And we react in that negative way towards the people in front of us. This damages our relationships with them. It sabotages our opportunities. It hinders the efforts that we make to go after the things we want. It affects our self-esteem as well, and over time it can actually create this fear of the cycle by creating avoidance to people, avoiding activities, avoiding taking care of ourselves, and avoiding going after the things we actually want in life. We start to unknowingly associate those negative emotions not just to the memories, but also to the situations and the people that are in our current reality when the memory actually arose. We stop seeing those people as who they are, and over time, even after we've stopped reliving that memory, we will associate those people to the people in the memory on an ongoing basis. To us, we can't see the difference. Why? Because the emotions are so strong they take over. And this negativity can come up at any moment, really. Like negative thoughts, reliving the past, negative memories. It can be imagined scenarios from the future and the emotions that will come with that. You know, it can happen when we're tired. It can happen when we're stressed, when we're overworked, when we're not going after the things we want in life, when we're not getting our needs met. That's a big one. It can happen when we've broken up with somebody, when somebody passes away, when we've lost a job, when we're looking for a job, when we're working on our goals, and even in like positive sort of scenarios as well. So why not limit the effect that the negativity has on us? I don't mean in a pretending way when you're pretending that it's not affecting you. I mean actually. When we feel our emotions, that's what we're doing. Now, don't get me wrong. Feeling emotions, that is not me saying getting into emotion, being really overwhelmed with it to the point that you can't handle it and you have to go and drink beer, you have to go and eat sugar, you have to go and run away and hide from the world. That is not what I mean. We are creatures that actually strive to feel. How do I know this? Well, have you ever watched a TV show or movie or read a book? Did those emotions Were they in the movie or the book? Did it elicit that inside you? Probably, I'm assuming. And yet, you're able to do that and not be overwhelmed and not be so intense that you can't handle the emotion. Or else you wouldn't be able to watch the TV show or movie. You know? And it's like, I could, if it wasn't that way, if it wasn't about emotions, then I could be like, I went to the store and I bought a cookie and I ate it. And that should be just as entertaining as any of the blockbuster movies out there. But it's not, because it doesn't have emotion to it. Music is the same thing. Music is not just notes and talking. If that was the case, then any song out there would be just as enjoyable as this. Cat, frog, tuna fish, dog. You know? It's not. That's annoying. You know? It has no emotion there. So it's the emotions that connect us. And if we can bring that same kind of response from the TV show, movie, or music into our own emotions, then we can experience them without them being really overwhelming. When we don't feel our emotions, this happens. Imagine that this glass represents our capacity to feel. The milk I'm pouring is the negative experiences. On its own, there's absolutely nothing wrong with this. It fills up and we dump it out. It fills up again and we dump it out again. And we do this by feeling it. No resistance means no fighting or fleeing, which means no fight or flight response, which means on a subconscious level, it's not a threat. Our subconscious doesn't need to resolve it in order to maintain our survival and sense of safety and security. And thus we let it go. We dump it. That's the healthy and most beneficial way of doing it. And that's what we do when we watch TV shows, movies, and listen to music. That, unfortunately, isn't how many of us experience it. It looks more like this. It gets poured in, and it sits there. More gets added, and more and more. As we experience more negative situations, thoughts, and emotions, it adds more to it. And the more we resist, the more it adds to it. After a while, it curdles. It starts to smell funky. It solidifies. It likely tastes gross as well. And you can see that with people that are constantly agitated and irritated and angry, constantly jealous, sad, and depressed, or any negative emotion. And it wouldn't have had to be that way if we had dealt with it as it came up. We may try ignoring it and obsessively strive for those really positive experiences, like love, joy, and excitement. We can use orange juice to represent that. So we pour that into the limited space, and it just doesn't feel the same. The experience doesn't feel the same. The milk sours it, making it less desirable, less satisfying, and less positive. That's where you see people being triggered, feeling negative despite something great happening. Possibly even feeling empty. We'll touch into emptiness in another video. We can keep trying to add more, but we can't contain it, and eventually the curdled milk makes it completely gross, ruining the moment. The more we don't allow, the more the cup gets filled, and then we can overflow with negativity. And that looks like people exploding in anger on other people, being bitter constantly. It's almost as if that's the only emotion they have. Or being too terrified to leave their rooms, too sad to function in life. And that happens on its own, whether we try to have it happen or not, because we don't have any more capacity for emotion. And we can't just dump out the whole glass at this point, nor can we get a new glass. So what do? We chip away at it, a bit at a time. Sometimes that means to put others, things in life and experiences on hold, as to not continue to fill the glass as we try to empty it. It could mean to distance ourselves from the situations and people that seems to elicit the filling of the glass as we work on healing us. But sometimes we don't need to put things on hold, and we just process present day stuff along with the past. Personally, I like to process them both at the same time. For the past stuff, I do it as a regular morning routine where I will focus on sadness and I'll focus on anger with the help of music and with memories. Then I'll go and exercise to build up those endorphins, focus on what I'm grateful for, and then focus on building my self-esteem by thinking about the things that I like about myself. And it works for me. In fact, I had a situation recently that really triggered my abandonment issues. And what typically happens is I will avoid everyone, just feel completely worthless, unwanted, uncared about. And I would just feel that, and that was all I could think about, all I could feel, and all I could talk about. And, that would go on for a couple weeks, and then it'd subside. But then anytime I heard about the person, saw a picture of the person, or somebody mentioned the person, all those feelings came all back up again. And I would go through the same crap. However, this time, I saw the person. I had that beginnings of the sadness and the anger, but I let myself feel it. And it didn't hurt my self-esteem. And then I ended up being in the same room as the person, and I wasn't triggered at all until a bit later. Then that came up, anger came up, but then I dealt with that. But it's I'm fine. So when you feel, you actually diffuse the emotions. They lose their power. And then you're able to think more clearly and question the situations that you're in. You can look at, whose responsibility is it? Whose pattern is this really? Did this person do this same thing before they even met you? Do they do it with other people? And going through the questioning process after the emotion process can really help to free you up and help you to see reality for what it truly is. Anyway, so that is my video. If you liked it, please give me a big thumbs up, comment below, subscribe if you'd like to see more videos, and please share this if you found it helpful. Share it with people that could really benefit from this, and help me to make this information available so people can be free to be themselves. Alright, thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Hey guys, I hope you really enjoyed the video. And if you haven't already seen last week's, click on the video below and watch it now. Thanks for watching.